right, here we are in the middle of the big top political show. It is a political, in more ways than one, but local politics. And, of course, I'm joined by Kurt Wickland, 8th District
Yes, sir.
Alderman. And, you've got some, you've got an opponent. You have to come up with ideas, and you have to knock on doors. And how's that been going for you?
I couldn't be happier. I'm getting just so much positive response. If you look at the national politics, there's kind of like something different going on this year. Never seen a socialist that hasn't been, just drummed out of competition right away. And I don't know what category you put Mr. Trump in, but he's something that's come down.
On the national level, I've never seen a political climate like this one.
Yeah, and so that tells me people seriously want something different. And I think the socialist guy's appeal is he's been a straight shooter for his career, and you might not like what he says, you might hate what he says, but he's been consistent, and he doesn't two-talk you. And he's not my model, but that's kind of what I try to do. It's real easy to remember the lies you tell when you don't tell lies. You don't have to. You just remember what the truth is, and I think the thing that keeps me honest more than anything else is the fact that I have a meeting every month with my whoever wants to show up at Andy's Drive-In, and it's a great way to talk about whatever level of detail you want to hear, depending how masochistic you are about the city government. So I have to recite this stuff every month, and there's no way for me to wing it. I got to tell what happened. You guys are up
against it in a way anyway, because what happens is that people don't pay attention until it directly affects them.
Usually,
and then they jump in, and then they get everybody starts losing their minds.
Yeah, and that's why you have so much jumping back and forth, from politics. So I only bring that up because now that I'm knocking doors and going for my second term around, I'm hearing people tell me stuff that they're happy. And I think I can only, I think it's just because I stick to the basics, and I've tell them the real picture, and go into some detail, and so they understand the background and such. I've even had people that were hated that streetcar project that when I explained my position on it, they might still not like the streetcar project, but they're not mad anymore, because they said, I didn't see it from that angle. So that's the rewarding part of it. I got a couple phone calls today. It's just so rewarding when that happens. And that makes up for the times when it's not as rewarding. So,
I could imagine. I understand. I see a lot of this stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, it's
opposing
politics.
Viewpoints, and they're passionate on both sides.
Yep.
And it's interesting. And we've got a new mayor coming down the line. Or an old mayor coming back. I'm not sure which.
It's going to be a different mayor than what we've had. And I've only known one mayor working with him as an alderman. So, it's going to be completely different management style.
Now you're making me laugh. I don't think it'll be that different.
Oh, well.
But anyway, that's
Yeah,
a good thing maybe.
I moved up here from Waukegan 25 years ago, and so I don't know the old school and stuff. When I ran for office, it was here's a guy that kind of came out of the neighborhood, and I was lucky enough to win. So I had to meet all these people, make all these contacts.
Right.
Dr. D being one of them. I wasn't lucky enough to have met him before I started running for office, but this man, great Kenoshan citizen. He's civic minded, and he's having me here who wants to listen to me, but only people really interested in this community. And that's the great part about Kenosha.
Well, it's just a platform for you guys to come on and state what you want for the city, and not in an ambush.
Oh no, but
that's why you didn't come on the last time. You thought it was an ambush.
I was warned there might be, but I'm so past that now, because after you take a couple tough votes and you realize the sky didn't cave in on you, you go, well, I'm going to vote what I think, and if you don't have a meeting of the minds, maybe you can come back, and maybe another round of discussion will get you there.
Well, certainly the trolley became the scapegoat. It became the prime issue about the roads, okay, which is you're not going to get away from that in the dialogue this time around, and so that that we kind of good or bad, we lost it, and
Yeah.
you know, you had to jump ship. You had to jump ship. I mean, that's
Yeah, well, when the numbers came back different than what I was campaigning, you know, that $5.5 million addition, that totally changed the calculation. It's dead issue then. All right, let's
well,
move
yeah,
on.
there was always those extra costs.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that, you know, we budgeted X number and it came in at almost 1.5X. We had 1.0000 and that's it. And when it went over budget, it was ended. And, you know, that's the way it is. But looking to maybe take a little bit of that money and create a new program going forward starting next year where we can start repairing these side streets in the older neighborhoods a little more quickly. Start doing some work on alleys. Worked with the doctor on an alley project.
The infamous alley issue.
Yep.
Alley oop.
We couldn't get there because we couldn't satisfy everyone's concerns. But if we got I'm looking maybe with a little bit of city help, we could have gotten over that hump. Everyone would have been happy. So, but the nice thing is even though we had a little neighbors didn't agree on the same issue, neither of them started shooting at me with rock salt when I went to knock on their doors. They both respected the way
you know,
I
in
touched
some cases, the roads the side streets being a mess would slow some people down. 39th Avenue and say between 60th and 39th Street, the 60th Street and 75th Street, beautifully redone. Yeah, and these people are driving 50 miles an hour down the road. It's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, with everyone on cell phones and everything, maybe the potholes are saving some lives. The cell phones aren't.
38th Avenue is actually literally up by...
That's just rubble.
Yeah, it's a moonscape. I mean, but I actually was talking to someone in that neighborhood, and they said, we're so used to it, it keeps the speed down, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's just, you know... The drunken driving laws become so tough that I think it actually affected people's habits and business and whatnot. And so just that gets implemented and gets tougher, and maybe that was helping a little bit. And Mother Nature just comes along and says, well, we're just going to have everyone on their cell phones now, so they'll crash their car when they're sober.
Yep.
I get very, you know, Gary Kunick is very outspoken about the subject. And
yes.
You know, it's really... if you got to do it, pull the car over, not, you know, blowing up. I see this one woman blows a light on 52nd Street and Green Bay Road, Snicker bar in one hand and a phone in the other. She's driving with her knee, I hope, and she's going through a red light. And you just see that instant, and you think, am I going to see it go down?
Yeah, I mean, you hope people wake up before that. You know, there, with the grace of God, go I.
Or intersection 39th and 70th. I see people all the time. I'll be, you know, turning to go down 39th.
Yep.
And there's just today some woman insisting on taking that left, you know, the left turn. And that's what causes the accidents. Yep.
I've seen people just flat out barrel through it at 40 miles an hour as though it didn't exist.
It would be a good spot for a roundabout.
That'll take people's mind off the any snow plowing or trolley issues.
Well, now the snow plowing, you know, the people don't move their cars. That don't help.
Yeah.
But
we are. They're actually Public Works is. We've got these new flashing lights with LEDs that you can program to flash at different areas of the time, and I'm hoping maybe we could put one of these up at that very five-way intersection to let people remind you, hey, there's a. This is a tricky intersection. Put down the Big Mac or whatever, and pay attention.
People are rushing around too much. So, all right, give us your pitch now. Why do you want to be 8th District Alderman for another 2 years?
Well, I was wondering about that a couple months ago, but what I really want to do is, this is my way of paying back to society. I don't have kids, and most people, they leave their mark on the next generation with their children. I don't have kids, so I thought, well, here's a way for me to pile out this ton of useless and random knowledge that I've picked up over the 50-some years and contribute and maybe leave my community just a touch bit better if I do the right good job. That's how you get started. But what brings you back in is moments where, like today, where I get phone calls, or other times you go door to door, or you meet great people like Mr. Kunich and the doctor, and I could just, the dream playground, to be a part of that.
Do you approach the job with a engineers type of philosophy sometimes?
Yeah, I learned why there's not many people from the sciences in politics, because I've spent my entire professional career running experiments, controlled experiments, isolating the variations so you can come up with a good answer. Politics works in a slightly different way. You have the answer you want, and then you pound it into the round peg into the square hole until it fits. And
That's a wonderful
You saying there's some
description.
square pegs down at City Hall?
there are square pegs everywhere we look.
Anywhere in life there is
Yeah.
square pegs. That's just,
Hey, but I'm a bit of a round peg in a square hole. We march our different drummers, and that is the nice thing also to have a council. You want to have people from different walks of life. The worst thing to do is have everyone a businessman or everyone a musician or everyone an engineer. Pick anything. You got to
Right.
everyone the same age. The more diversity, the better. And we could do a little bit more diversity, and certainly in terms of ethnicity and gender roles.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to having more candidates on. This is a particular show which will probably freak out some of the viewers. They won't get a horror film. They'll get some of the political characters in town.
There's some good candidates.
And I always like I said, it's a no ambush situation, and we don't come at you like the frequency to urinate radio station. You know what I'm talking about there. And by the way, before you go, would you like to take a couple of whacks at the Lenny Palmer Pinata?
Sure.
It's not full of candy, but it's full of something.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Current Alderman,
Yes.
Kurt Wickland,
And
8th District, looking to get reelected.
Thank you, Doctor.
Great to have you on
Thank
the
you,
show.
Kenosha. Oh, it was a lot of fun. Thanks very much.